Despite having a long, documented history of allegedly employing workers at slave wages, the multinational Nike Corporation has become the face of the social justice wing of the political left with its newest ad featuring former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. As Breitbart News reported, the Nike Corporation laid off 1,400 Americans just last year in the state of Oregon, cutting out workers who were older and likely sending their jobs overseas as the sports brand has done in the past. In 2015, a screen printing factory in Clarence, New York used by Nike to make t-shirts that once employed nearly 170 Americans announced it was closing up shop and sending the jobs to low-wage Honduras. The average minimum wage worker in Honduras earns less than $8,000 a year. Nike's history of alleged employment of slave labor in countries like Vietnam, China, Indonesia, and Honduras dates back so far that Senator Bernie Sanders, IVT, blasted the corporation's business practices in 1997, as Breitbart News noted. Now, Nike has a habit of going to wherever in the world wages are at rock bottom. Mexico is much too high wage for Nike. They're now in Vietnam. They have determined that wages in Vietnam are the lowest in the world. Emphasis added. Despite these decades-long outsourcing and cheap labor accusations against Nike, the brand has recently become the face of the social justice left after it released an ad campaign featuring Colin Kaepernick, who infamously protested against the United States by kneeling for the national anthem during NFL games. "I stand for anybody that believes in change," James said. "I stand for anybody that believes in a positive attitude and a positive matter. And I believe, and I stand with Nike every day, all day." For more than 3.5 decades, Nike has employed most of its workforce in low-wage Vietnam and China, rather than the United States. For example, as of this year, Nike has 46% of its products produced in Vietnam, where the yearly minimum wage is close to $1,000. About 27% of its products are made in China, where the average worker earns less than $5,000 a year. Nike is just one multinational corporation that has contributed to the outsourcing of American jobs to China. In the state of Oregon in the last 10 years, about 21,000 U.S. jobs have been outsourced to China by corporations like Nike.